Yo, what's good, troublemaker up in this piece? Coming live from the Masters, here to bring you a paranormal activity, the um the chosen ones, the marked ones, paranormal activity, the marked ones review. I just saw it, and let me explain this to you. It is like a super comedy. I'm pretty sure it's the fifth installment to this movie. Um, yeah, I know. I found myself just sitting there consistently laughing for like, oh my gosh, every like 2 to 3, maybe 5 minutes. Ha 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 ha. Laugh, laugh, laugh. It was remarkable, man. Um, the movie takes a twist on a version of a Ouija board that they're using like a Simon Says thing, with the colors, and you have to repeat the colors. Um, it's like a circle thing with like colors, and it's like a pattern. And then, oh, my laptop's not charging. What the fuck? Okay, sorry. Hold on. Okay, yeah, it's like with colors, and then so for green it goes, and for red it goes, you know. It's probably horrible sound effects that I just made, but practically it communicates with you in such a manner like that. Um, what else, man? Yo, just the movie had some scary parts, but what really got to me as I was watching it was like you know, it was just way too. The scary parts were too predictable. It's like, sometimes it would be a little more interesting if you actually had more than one option, or if you guys sat and thought of more than one option. Like, okay, let me put it to you like this. Like, oh gosh, what the hell was it? I believe there was a scene that this okay, something was just coming right to you, like right up in your face, and like they stopped, and they hesitated for like 2 seconds, and then bam, it just it hits you in the face, so it's just like, why couldn't something else happen, you know um and this is the first ever time I ever saw them pull out a gun to go shoot some supernatural paranormal motherfuckers. Like, it was so funny seeing that gangster dude with the gun, and then a bitch runs at him and he goes, turns around, oh yeah, just shooting up the motherfuckers. It was hilarious. I loved it. That was my favorite scene, my favorite part. And then as I'm watching it though, I do notice that, like, near the end, I believe, like, part yeah, just near the end, some things start to piece together. Like, if some other paranormal activities come into play, like in regards to scenery, and you're witnessing stuff that happened before, but this time from a different angle. So practically, this movie or this series is like, there's 5 of them right now, but so it's like the Saw series almost, and like every time you go, like, all of it comes together in one. It all connects somehow, and but every time you're watching a different paranormal activity, like 1 to 5, anything in between, it's like a different side view of why all of this is happening. To me, part one is definitely the best in regards to scare factor and everything like that. Part one, you know, hammers the nail into the wall and keeps the picture up. The rest of them, they're sort of all over the place. I can't even like follow the pattern. Like, part 4 was sick though, because it oh, that's my laundry. Part 4 was sick because it had like, they did like, I believe they were bumping Rob Zombie. So that was fun. That was cool to me. I bought part 4 because I'm a fan of horror movies and a fan of the series. I never saw part 4 in theaters because, like, I didn't have the time, so I bought it. And I bought the unrated version, and so that's how I watched it. So now, proud owner of part 4 and witnesser of part 5. Um, yeah, it's a handheld. You know what? Let me just go shut that machine up. Hold up. All right. Sorry about that. Okay, yeah. Okay, so yo, this movie, I give it honestly like maybe a 3.8 because of how comedic and how funny and hysterical it is. But the fact that it's a horror movie, it's a little bit. It wasn't that scary, and like the scare tactics were just way too simple. Um, like, oh, I'm gonna run into this room, and you know what? I'm gonna go through this other door because it's the only one there. I really don't think the guy chasing me is gonna try to realize that that's what I went through. Like for real, Like why don't you put a window next to that door? The ending, man. Let's just get to the ending. All right. So the ending is pretty cool because he goes back to the very first one, and now you see a different ending of how Mika gets killed, or you finally realize the theatrical version of how Mika got killed, stabbed right up in the kitchen. And then whatever that monster thing was at the very end is trippy as hell. Okay, it's just like, what is that and where did it come from? And I thought this was like a cult of witches. What the hell is that thing? It reminds me of um, the evil sponge thingy from Goosebumps way back. You know, it with the quick glance of the teeth and I guess the eyes and the skin tone. Um, from what I could see, it just reminded me of that. And then knock the dude out, and then you had the girl go over him and shut the camera off. So the ending was interesting, but yeah, movie's getting kind of ridiculous, because it's not scary, but it is funny, and it's a lot of fun to watch for real. A lot of people have poked fun at this series, but regardless, it's still successful to continue to move forward. I remember sometime I heard, I think part three or part four, whatever the original writers, got, I heard some white weird rumors, and like some original people aren't there anymore, and that's why part three or whatever came out the way it did, or part two or something. I forget what the whole scenario was. Someone maybe fill me in on that, but yeah. So movie's good. It's honestly, watch it for the funniness of it. You will laugh, you will enjoy it, and then you won't mind the scariness of it. Yeah, trust me. It's sort of all over the place, but it's jokes and it's cool. All right, well, yeah, it's my Paranormal Activity, the Marked Ones review. Troublemaker out. Insanity family, peace, whoop whoop.